Join Fishing with Stoney Stone tonight at 7 p.m. streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Special guest Matt Grimm with Get Out and Fish and legendary fishing guide Kyle Weiss with Headhunter Sports Fishing. Fishing Report, product review, what's on Darren's mind, and final catfish bash of 2025. Join us live.
When the bacon is sizzling and the pan is hot, cooking with Stoney Stone, cooking up all that he's got. From the highway to the back road, he's cruising the mile. Driving with Stoney Stone, you'll be there in style. Out on the water where the big fish will bite, old farts fishing from morning till night. Check out all the catfish action with Catfish Wars. Need some great stories, he's got them to share. On his Fishing with Stoney Stone podcast, he's always right there. Oldfartsfishing.com is where you should go for the online store and the whole darn show. Real estate photography needs services for all your real estate photography needs. By Stoney's Photography. Don't hire a phony, hire a Stoney. Lots of availability. Next day turnaround, great quality, all quality, and reasonable rates. Order online at Stoney'sPhotography.net. Join Kevin Brock for giant coconut tricks and tips. Secret corn brine for bigger coconut. Shasta Whiskey Town custom rod giveaways. Free prizes for everyone who attends. January 17th at noon. International Sportsman Show in Sacramento.
Yo, the moment is here, let me set the score. December 6th, we tearing up the shore. It's the last catfish bash of the year, you know the vibe. Biggest bag wins, gotta keep the hustle alive. This is the word, registration is open now. Lock in your line, make your commitment, wow. Don't wait till the last minute, that's just a crime. Sign up, stand up, and claim your fishing time. Catfish bash, deck 6. Register today.
Snag 'em, bag 'em, custom hand-painted lures, custom leaders made just for you. Hook 'em big rods and racks, cute, hook 'em all, big or small, sometimes not at all. Amazing fishing, bait and tackle, home to the world's strongest fish attracted. Triple X blood, Johnson's bait and tackle, everything you need to make them fish bleed. Fish Kevin Brock, Brock's gear and guidance. Fish with the pro, catch like a pro. Champion's cleaning solutions, from top to bottom and everything in between. We get it clean. You makers, custom welding and fabrication, built with purpose, forged with precision. Winning combination. Thank you for supporting Old Farts Fishing and Fishing with Stoney Stone.
Whoa, it is Monday night. You know what time it is? It is time for A Minute with Stoney Stone. And I'm sitting here with my co host,
Darren with Team Sift.
Team Sift. Welcome, everybody. It's another great podcast. We have some amazing guests for our podcast tonight. And before I get too far along, I definitely want to say thanks to Eric Time Hatter with Time Hatter Productions, who is doing all the behind the scenes things to make all this happen. So appreciate that. So tonight we have Matt Grimm from Get Out and Fish is going to join us. And then legendary Kyle Weiss with Headhunter Sport Fishing. And spend some time with him. We're going to do a product review tonight, a couple different things. We're going to talk a little bit about the Hook and Big Rods, do a product review on them. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about my online store that just opened up. And I got a product I ordered for myself from my own store just to kind of see the quality. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Fishing report. What did we do this weekend? And then what's on Darren's mind? And then what everybody's waiting for is Catfish Bash.
Yes.
Coming up just
Coming up quick.
less than a week away this weekend. So we'll dive right into that. So without further ado, we're going to bring in Matt Grimm uh, with Get Out and Fish. So let's do a transition here. Let's see, is he on? Matt's on. Kyle's on. So let's just jump the gun and go to Kyle. Let's see. I know he was in his garage working. See if he's in there. Kyle Weiss, how are you, buddy? I think we muted him, so we'll have to unmute, right?
Yeah, he's unmuted himself.
And there might be a button on your phone that says unmute.
Gotta get used to this.
I know. I'm just waiting until I hear Kyle.
All right, you there?
There you go. We can hear you now, buddy. What's going on, man? How are you?
Doing good. Just sitting out in the shop, putting fish and stuff away.
Good, good. So, hey, I want to appreciate you. We tried this a few months back, tried to get you on the podcast to talk about everything you do. And of course, that was when we were trying to figure out our own stuff. And you're like, I ain't doing this. It's too much work. But we got you now. We got our bugs worked out. We're on a roll now with doing this weekly. And so let's find out who Kyle Weiss is. Tell us a little bit who you are, what do you do, and we'll start there.
Yeah, I'm the owner operator of Headhunter Sport Fishing. Been fishing the Motherlode Lakes, Pedro Maloney's since about '91, and since then I've grown the business and not only fishing but hunting. We do deer trips, turkey trips. We'll run a couple bear trips a year. We do it all.
Yeah, and that's one thing I didn't know. I thought you were strictly just a fishing guide, and yeah, you do a lot more. Like you told me earlier, but what would you say to me earlier? It's like if it has a heartbeat, it's something. I was like, that's
No,
fascinating.
we're
There's a
we're definitely a full time guide service.
no, that's great. How is the guide season? I'm hearing a lot from guides this year that it's kind of been a down season. Bookings are a little light. Are you experiencing the same thing, or are you just booked solid?
No, I'm not booked solid. Kokanee season, this was probably the second best season I've had. But when it comes to the Delta, with all the restrictions we've had, the salmon season,
Right,
you can only fish certain parts of the Delta system. Then with sturgeon, it's all catch and release, and, there's no take on it.
right,
So, that's put a damper on some of the bookings. Some guys are doing okay, and, I just choose to stay up here now. I doubled down on my hunting trips.
right.
That way I didn't have to make the long haul down to the Delta. So it worked out good for me.
Yeah, and it's it's one thing I tell people that for old farts fishing and the fishing with Stoney Stone stuff we do is we book several times a year with different guides. We booked with you this year, got some footage we put out there for you, and we do a lot with the guides. And I tell people, the cool thing about going with a guide is that you learn so much.
Mhm.
I'm not talking about learning where they go fishing because you just look and see the boat, you see the big headhunters sport fishing, you know where Kyle's fishing,
Yeah.
so it's no secret. But it's the whole thing of when you go with them, you learn a lot about what they do, how they do it, and I try to go do it after I go with one of the guides, and I'll go to around the same spots. But there's so much more knowledge that goes into it than just here's the spot you go,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely a lot more into it.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle, I'm sure you have tricks of the trade that you definitely use to produce on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's the thing about guides. We spend a lot of time on the water, and they think we're out there just fishing, open water. And you've seen me fish.
Yep.
I'm a diehard electronics guy. If I pick a spot, it's usually because I'm fishing around structure. I'm a structure type of guy.
Yeah, and this is what anglers you'll learn over time is when is seat time, as I like to call it, regardless of what it is you're doing. But you need the seat time, put in the work, and then it's just experience, right? To know what to use when, where, how fast, how slow, all those things that change. That this is why guides make the money they do, so they can give you a good show. And I say a show, right? Because I think it's not just about the fishing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I'm one of those guys. I mean, all my clients will stand up to it. I have no secrets. I mean, you pay to come on my boat. You're going to see how I do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. I want you to come out there and be successful when you bring your boat.
Absolutely. And I say show because it's a customer service thing. You go out there, you want to be, what I've noticed is all guides are different. Some guides you're on the boat are handed a rod with a fish on it and say reel it in,
Yeah.
right? And then there's the guides that let you do everything, right, wrong. They're gonna make you do it all because you can experience that. But I think as a guide, you got to read your client. What
Yeah.
does your client want, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't want someone to come on my boat, sit there all day. And like you said, I'll pull the rod out of the downrigger. Here's a fish. To me, I wouldn't want to pay for that type of experience. So, I do set my own gear just because I have my own madness
Yep.
and reasonings why I do it the way I do. But I tell them, you guys figure out who's going to go to the rod because when it pops off, now it's your guys' job.
Right.
That's
Right.
part
No.
of the experience, running to that rod, reeling down on it, and getting them to the boat.
Absolutely. There was a time that I'm looking at comments that as we're doing this as well that Anthony reminded me about. There was one time in the Delta, we were anchored up pretty close to you out there, and you landed 5 big sturgeon in like 30 minutes. So Kyle is definitely a slayer out there in the Delta.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, it's just time on the water. I'm gonna say I'm a decent sturgeon fisherman, but you get guys out there that spend 10 times more time, like Jay Lopes, Joe Gabmez, Steve
Yep.
Mitchell, Hayden, Steve Nichols. They spend every day out there. They learn how those fish move in different tides and what contours those fish want to be on different tides. There's just not go to the delta and set an anchor because you caught them there yesterday.
And that would
That
be me.
place,
That's
yeah,
me.
that
Yeah.
place is totally based on tides and it changes daily. And
Yep.
the more
And
time you spend out there, the better you're going to be at it.
absolutely, and this is we've caught a few sturgeon in the rivers and in the delta, but when I know I want to go and be really really successful, I'm going to book with one of these guys that are really knowledgeable on this, and Kyle is definitely a guy to go to. So
Yeah.
um, perfect. You got any questions for Kyle, Mr. Darren?
I can't think of any here offhand right now.
He's getting all quiet on me.
Yeah,
Kyle,
don't
I
be shy,
appreciate.
buddy. I have no
Oh.
secrets.
It's just been a long day for me.
No, it's been a long. Man, I'm energetic. I was excited to get you on here. And again, if you're looking to book a trip with Kyle, he's definitely a guy to go out to, whether it's a lake, in or the Delta now. And we'll give a little bit of fishing report of how we did this weekend out in the Delta. But
I do have a. How long you been guiding?
I've been part-time guiding probably since the early mid 90s. Then I went full-time, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
very good.
definitely got some knowledge there.
Oh yeah, and people always ask me if I'm a guide. I'm a guide. I'm like, "Pff, no, I have a guide license. The one that you pay your $200 to fish and game, and you get a guide license. Yeah, I have that one.
Yep, I got that
Um,
one too.
it doesn't qualify me to be a guide in no shape or form.
I can
Uh,
guide people to the water.
exactly. I can guide you to the water. That's about it. But if you want to catch fish, you want to call Kyle or one of these other
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Um, But let me look at my producer here. Do we have Matt in the studio? All right, cool. Kyle, I appreciate you getting on with us. Anything else you want to? How do we get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can find us on social media at Headhunter Sport Fishing, or you could visit our website at fishheadhunters.com, or just call me direct. I have my phone with me 24/7, 209 531 3966.
Or you can go to wolfartsfishing.com, and I think he has a link there on my website as well to say if you're looking for resources. His name is up there on the website. So if you forget, don't remember what that is, go to wolfartsfishing.com. You'll find it there as well. So, Kyle, that's all we had for you tonight, buddy. You're more than welcome to stay on. I've got Matt Grimm coming on from Get Out and Fish and learn about his program. But thanks for
Yeah, I'll
joining.
stay on with you
Hold on.
guys. I'm out here in the
Hold
shop.
on. Best bait for sturgeon. A question from online. What is the best bait for sturgeon?
There's, the majority of the time I use roe. Then when the water gets a lot colder, I'll mix it up and throw some eel out there.
Okay. Is it American eel? There's certain eel, right?
Yeah, I
Lamprey,
mean,
probably.
Or lamprey?
yeah, the lamprey is probably the number one. I mean, there's all kinds of factors. When we get a lot of rain coming through the system, can't go wrong with a night crawler. Don't knock
Yeah.
it, because
Yeah.
that's what all those sloughs are kicking out fresh food for them, and there's a bunch of crawlers involved in it. But,
Yeah.
for the
And
most
local
part,
bait.
I'm a roe guy.
Yeah. And this is the thing, right? This is why you go with a guide. They know what bait, what time, what it's like. I'll bring every bait under the sun, and one of those may or may not hit, but then I'm probably in the wrong location and I'm probably at the wrong tide. And I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um,
It's rough.
it is.
Them sturgeon are rough.
But anyway, Kyle, have a great night. Stay on, listen to the rest, see what Matt has to say, and then we're going to start talking some catfishing too. So,
Absolutely, I'll be here.
all right, buddy. Thanks, Kyle.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. So Kyle's amazing. We've been out. What I like about Kyle, like I said, he sets the gear, but he lets you. If you miss fish, you miss fish.
Right.
And I think the time I went without him, we went out to I think it was Amador, and did some filming, and I just like, oh, God, I can't even hook a fish. I mean, he's just looking at me like every fish was like, oh, don't let Stoney touch it because we're gonna lose the fish.
That's normal though.
That's normal. So, yes, sir. But yeah, cool stuff. Well, let's get Matt on if he's ready to go. All right, Matt, what's up, buddy? Good. I know we've tried to do this a couple times, and we finally got you on. And I'm sitting here looking, and yeah. So tell us about one. There's a couple things I want to talk about. I want to talk about get out and fish, but then I saw a video come up where you were actually fishing with Warren out on Clear Lake.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I want to talk a
Oh
little.
no.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about that too. So yeah. So tell us about get out and fish.
We started doing little meet and greet things, and I decided I really wanted to help people find local fishing buddies. And now we're over 6,000 people on the group. We've got a website. We do kids fishing events. We do meet and greets. We do online tournaments. We're doing swag now, apparel, and it's just been a lot of fun, man, to see what it's become. And it's really about the community of anglers just getting together and finding ways to connect and share the passion, man.
Yeah, no, we follow your stuff, and we still haven't been able to meet one of your meetups or your get out and
Yeah.
fish moments. And there are times, and I guess I need to do a better job at putting stuff out there. Is Anthony and I are always fishing on Sundays, and not only are we doing the tournament stuff, but we do a lot of fun fishing. But there's always an extra seat, And I've
Yeah.
taken people out, just they want to go fishing, or just want to get out, and we'll take people.
Yeah.
And so there's, you guys are watching this on Get Out and Fish, and there's a Sunday where you want to go out fishing, hit us up. We'll let you know where we are, what we're doing, and if we have an open seat. But that's
That
we
would be
like to.
huge, man.
Yeah, we love to meet people, and as you know, we put out a lot of content. Not
Yeah.
great content, but we put out content.
Hey, I love it, man. Any fishing content is good content in my world. So I like seeing it all, man. I love what you guys do. I don't. Was it last year, a year? One of those Johnson bait and tackle deals. I think I meant to introduce myself to you, but you were kind of hosting, doing your thing. I didn't get a
Yeah.
chance, but we need to, yeah, connect, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel kind of jealous that you got on Warren's boat before you got on mine. But Warren's Warren
I've
is.
been on Warren's boat. Well, I went out with Warren a couple years ago when Get Out and Fish kind of first started. We went out to Bullard's and had a really good time. He took me out, and Warren is just a great dude to hang out with, man. I'm really happy that he's invited me out, because I mean, the wealth of knowledge that guy has on all things fishing is just incredible.
No, I'm really happy to meet him. I'm glad he decided to put the walleye aside and say, let's go do some catfishing.
Yeah.
And that's how we met. And that's what you guys did this last weekend. So tell us about your trip with Warren at Clear Lake.
And where you
Man,
fished and
well,
what bait you had and
yeah.
how deep you guys were fishing.
So I do
Give
have a
us all
good
the
story. I'm going to
secrets.
tell you right now. So one thing we caught it on. We've got a new sponsor. We've got our beef jerky sponsor, No Man's
Okay.
Land. And one we were talking, and we were kind of towards the end of the day, but I was eating one of the pieces of jerky, and Warren's like, those fish will hit that. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they'll hit that all day long. So we threw a piece of jerky on there, and sure enough, dude, one of our biggest fish slammed that jerky, and we put one on the boat. So, but yeah, man, I've never targeted catfish for the most part. I've gone a couple times, like when it was super late at night and I had the itch just to get out and fish. I'd head down to Folsom with some chicken liver and you know throw from the shore and wait around. And I think I've probably got, up until Saturday, maybe 6 catfish under my belt in my entire life. The biggest one probably being a pound and a half. And so he was like, "Look, you're in for a real treat, man." So when I got out there, first fish hit, and like, I mean, I swear it was like 45 seconds in the water. I don't think we even had all the rods out yet, and we had fish on. And so I jumped on. They let me reel it in, and I think the first one was 14 pounds. Nice fish. Released it. The fish had probably been in the water for about 30 seconds, and then the other rod goes off. And they're like, get it, get it, get it. So I go get the other. I'm like, dude, somebody else is reeling a fish. They're like, nope, we're saving our arms for the tournament. It's all you today. So they did. They held true to that. I think I reeled in like 22 fish that day. And
Nice.
those guys, him and David, are just awesome, man. I fished with Dave before too, and just ton of knowledge, a lot of fun. And so we're getting doubles all day, and left and right. And then we're about to call it. We give it a little bit longer, and then we did a live video. I don't know if you saw it on the Golf Gear page, but we got triples at the very end. And of course, I was kind of having a fun time with them, because we're just letting this fish slam the oh my god, why am I drawing a blank here?
Safety
Not the
meter.
outrigger, but the
Planer board.
planer board. So we were running 2 planers out there, and fish just slammed it. And Warren wanted to get really good takedown, but he was like, just wait. So
Just
it's
wait.
slamming it, slamming it, slamming it. And I'm getting video, and then Warren, we're like, all right, Warren, you get this one. So he reels it in. And of course, the one he reels in, I think it was like 24 pounds or 22 and a half pounds, our biggest one of the day. And then
Nice.
Dave got hit right after that, reels that in. It was like another 15-pound fish. And then right as we're kind of wrapping up, another fish hits. we don't even have the second fish out of the net. We get triples. Next fish was 14 pounds, and that's how we finished the day. So it was epic, man. It was a lot of fun. So
What part of the lake were you on?
uh, all of it. I mean,
All of it.
dude, we were, so I don't know Clear Lake, and but it's funny, on the way back we were talking about it, and we are like, you could just point to the lake, and tell people
Yeah.
that's where you're at. I mean, I don't know how many catfish are in that lake, but I mean, it's got to be loaded.
It
So
it's a very, very healthy fishery, from catfish to bass to crappie.
Right.
Everything
yeah.
there is big. I don't know if it's the meth that's in the water or if it's
Who
something else.
knows, man? But
Yeah.
that lake, if it had a good trout population, if it was a
Oh
bit
yeah.
deeper and it had a trout population, or landlocked kings, I think that'd probably be the best lake in the area. I think it would give Berryessa a run for its money, and
Yeah,
um,
and there's rumors that there's sturgeon in that lake. There's been a
so
few
I've heard.
posts, there's been a few
Yeah.
pictures that they found
Yeah,
dead. I know the biologists are still doing some research to determine, how long they were there, where they came from, just trying to figure some things out. But if that's true, that's a little bit of a game changer with some things with if sturgeon
Mhm.
are in that lake.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be.
That'd be interesting.
It would be interesting. I don't know the history of Clear Lake and what fed it or feeds it, or but if Shasta has sturgeon, bullards,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
I don't see why not, especially that close to the delta.
I,
And
I'm I'm thinking the problem with Clear Lake is it's not deep enough,
yeah, it's
and
shallow.
and the algae bloom that happens every year that
Those
just
black
takes all the
algae.
oxygen out, where they have the fish die outs, where
Yeah,
the carp, the catfish, I mean everything just starts dying, to
yeah.
where it would be hard for me to believe that sturgeon would survive all of that.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I'm no biologist. I just go fishing. So
Yeah.
Who knows, man? Yeah,
yeah.
it would be really
So
cool to find out there's sturgeon in there, though.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, how do we get involved? Someone wants to get involved with what you got going on. What's the best way to get a hold of you? And what social media are you guys actively on right now?
Yeah, so I mean, I have an Instagram page. Again, I'm not as tech savvy as I'd like to be. I need to be doing more on it, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for this next year. We've got the Facebook group page, the Facebook business page, which is Gof Gear. It's linked to the group page, and then we have the website. I mean, anyone can go check out all my contact infos. You can either go to www.gofgear.com or getouandfish.us. And we do have fishing guides that we work with, we partner with. My deal with the fishing guides, man, we have it set up so our guides that we're helping promote, they donate trips every year to our members, and then in return we let them post ads on the group. We give them their own spot on the website, with their own page, links to all their social media, things like that. And so I'm always looking for guides that want to participate, tackle companies as well. So, but also with the kids events, we're always looking for sponsors, and we're looking for really anyone who just wants to get out and fish. We've got our Christmas crab snaring December 23rd. I'm about to roll out officially with an event with Dura Snare. They're going to come hang out with us, and I'm just always looking for people that want to collaborate and share the passion and help get people out there. So I'm available pretty much on all social media and through the website.
Perfect, perfect. Well, we'll definitely have to hook up and do some more with you as well, because we're pretty active in trying to give back to the community and get involved in different things through the Old Farts Fishing brand. And
Yeah.
yeah, so thank you, sir. I appreciate you getting on. You're more than welcome to hang out, listen in. We're going to switch gears and give a product report on Hook 'em Big and a few other things, a fishing report from the weekend, and we're going to jump right into tournament talk about the
Yeah.
Catfish Bash.
Hey, thanks for
So,
having me on, guys. I really appreciate.
all right, thank you. All righty, so I'm gonna turn these off now that I have a guest on here. Sweet. Well, that worked out halfway decent to pull guests in remotely. I think this is probably the second time on the new software that we've done it, and So hopefully we seen a few comments of I can't hear you. I don't know if those have been fixed. I'm assuming they've been fixed.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, because they probably don't want to hear me anyway.
No.
So let's talk products. A couple
Products.
things. Hook 'em Big Rod, a sponsor. Been with Daniel for a long time,
Mhm.
and tournament time we definitely use his rods.
Yeah.
And I had 2 of them in the studio.
Yeah.
Somebody
did.
won one.
Yeah. And I don't even own it anymore.
But here, I don't know how much of this you can see. Grab this tip here on this one. Yep. Snap. Nope. So this one here is, I think, an older version of this rod, but what we like the new version. I think this is. Have to look at it here. Don't hit the ceiling fan, Stoney. This is the Mantis. It's 7.6, medium to moderate, fast action rod. The newer ones, there's more of a sensitive tip
Yeah.
than this one, and I really love that rod
Yep.
because you can see. I forgot to talk about. I forgot to ask Kyle. There's a video out there where he was reeling a big old sturgeon with the hook and big rod.
Yep.
And uh, Daniel was telling me the story of the video. They're trying to break this rod. And he's like, "Come on, just horse that fish in." And Daniel was thinking, "Man, I hope that thing don't break." And it didn't. It handled that big old sturgeon. So I'd had to see if I can go find that video out there. But yeah, the headhunter was using the hook and big for a sturgeon, and
They're
it can.
good rods.
There's a good rod. I love them in competition. You
Yeah.
guys know I'm a Kevin Brock guy that I love a lot of his rods, but the hook and big in tournament mode is definitely the go-to.
Yeah.
And he donates a hook and big rod to the last, or I should say, the smallest weight,
Yeah.
bag weight at each
And
of
I
the
was
bashes.
hoping beyond hope last tournament at where'd we go to Mendocino.
That you were gonna.
I was gonna win that because I had some pretty small fish.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gives away a rod for the smallest bag, and so he'll be doing that again
Yep.
this year. I know when I talked to him earlier today, we've got some giveaways we're gonna do, and we just gotta work some of the details. Where it's gonna be a rod, a shirt, a hoodie. They got a lot of merchandise they're starting to do now.
Very nice.
So watch for that. We'll be doing that. But the hook and big rod, solid made, under
Yeah.
$100. I think they're like $89,
Yeah.
85, somewhere in that range.
Great price point.
I just say under $100, you got a
Yeah.
great rod that's gonna stand up.
Yeah.
And we use them all the time.
Yep.
So get yourself a hook and big rod. It's a Hook and Big LLC. If you go online .com or find them on Facebook, TikTok, you name it.
Yeah.
So,
They're good rods. That one I won from you, I didn't barely walk in the door the other day, and my wife said, "Oh, you got me a new pole, huh?"
you're all, yes, I did, dear.
Yep. I can't deny it. I mean, hey, but yeah, so she'll have that rod out there this weekend, the championship, using that one and probably out fishing me on it with
Well, if you
that's
end
okay.
up winning that tournament with that rod, great for you, great for Daniel, bad for me. I'll be, damn it.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I don't care.
Well, it'll be good even if like she outfishes you, because then you'll
No,
never hear the end of it.
we're gonna get more into that when we start talking tournament stuff or what's on Darren's mind. But hold that thought. Got this cool shirt here. I was thinking of a marketing thing. So this is a Kevin Brock shirt. Bought off my website at oldfartsfishing.com. We have
Okay.
a ton of merch. It's the official Catfish Bash merchandise is there, so you can get your hoodies, you can get your shirts with all the Catfish Bash logos. But I had to order myself to say I want to see, because I don't see it.
Right.
We've got this whole, they print it, they ship it, they do everything,
Right.
and so I was actually impressed. I mean, this is a nice quality shirt. The
Yeah.
description of everything we sell
Yeah.
online is there. It tells you what the material is, whether it's 50/50, whether, what
Yeah.
kind. And so we're trying to put out some good stuff. But I was
Good
thinking,
quality. It's a heavier material. It's
Right.
not the cheap,
right.
lightweight.
I was thinking about
It's a good-
numbering shirts. Like this would be one of one.
Okay.
And then I frame this shirt. And then the next person orders. Now it's, one of two, and so on and so forth. Well, now they become collector's items because now they're numbered. Right? Somebody, if something blows up big, right? Now it's huge. I mean, you got to think of the KISS mentality, not the keep it simple, stupid, but Gene Simmons from KISS.
All right.
That guy labeled and branded everything. You follow his marketing plan, and KISS was a crappy band. I loved them. They were a crappy band, but
Dare
three
you say
chords.
that.
3 chords. That's it. But I
They made
paid.
millions.
They made millions. That's the point. Why did they make millions? Not off their music, off of their marketing. Put on some makeup, dress in leather, go out there and have a long tongue and do all that stuff. And
And I haven't made any money doing it.
no, gonna come dressed as Gene Simmons during the tournament. But no, we're go check out our Old Farts Fishing store. We've got just not Old Farts gear, but Catfish Bash, and we're trying to have fun with designs. So we got a lot of cool catfish designs, some bass, and we actually even have a what do they call those gars?
Face
The face shield
things.
gar
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
There's a cool catfish one out there.
I call it a face condom, but
Face condom. We got coffee cups, mugs. There's driving with Stoney Stone stuff. So you want a mug when you're seeing all that crazy traffic, and so we got a tumbler and a coffee mug, and all that stuff supports all the stuff that we do. Which really means pays Eric. So if you don't buy anything, Eric doesn't get paid. He works
Yeah.
for free.
yeah.
Fuck, I'm not getting paid.
He's not getting paid because
Yeah.
he's shit selling. No. But no, check that out. And yeah, fishing report. So not catfishing. What'd
No.
you do this weekend? How was your fishing?
It was we went fishing. We
went
went fishing on Friday. It's kind of a tradition for me and Chad to go out every Black Friday and go fishing. Not a lot of boats out there, not a lot of fishermen out there really on Black Friday. And it was a very cold day, very cold,
It was
overcast,
cold.
and I was talking with Chad about it, and we didn't do very good at all. We didn't catch. We caught a couple small shaker striper. We caught a couple small or bigger pike minnow. It was a really rough day for us. But Chad was telling me that during the week, I think it was last week, the river had come up 6 to 8 feet and then dropped right back down. So
That'll
I think
change.
that definitely affected the bite because it was not nearly what it used to be.
Right.
The week or two before. So it was still good to get out. Do our normal thing on Black Friday and just sit around and BS and have a good time and not catch fish.
And our plan, Anthony and I's plan on Sunday was to go to Knight's Landing, and then I did my podcast with Kevin on Thursday, and he gives a fishing report of he talks to a lot of guides, so he gives everything from Shasta down to from trout to salmon to everything going on. He gives a nice good thorough fishing report. But he's like, don't go to Knight's Landing. Fish aren't up there yet. Go to the Delta. The Delta's on fire. And sure enough, I mean, the people out in the Delta are roping those fish. And we hooked up with JR, who's going to fish with us in the tournament. But, JR is a deckhand for Golden State Sport Fishing. So if anybody knows what's going on out there, JR, am I keeping you up? Look, this guy's all falling asleep on me. What the hell?
Hey,
Man, sun's getting old. I'm an old fart, and you're just
4:30 comes early.
Dude, I'm up at 2:30.
Yeah, but you're not getting up and going to work.
I'm
dicking
up
around here.
But that dicking around is my work. I'm like making videos. I'm posting stuff. I mean, I'm sorry.
He just needs intervention for him dicking around at
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
I can't sleep. I'm like, oh, I can do another AI video. Hold on, let me get up.
Yep.
No.
Uh-huh.
But no, we went to the Delta and had JR with us, and we had a trolling game in mind. We're like gonna go troll, and JR's like, no, I'm gonna get live bait. We're gonna drift live bait, and I'm like, okay. He's gonna go get some minnows, and
Right.
so I get this little bucket. He gets on the boat with a little bucket, and it has like, I don't know, I think it's like 10 those mud suckers in it, and probably about 10 or so minnows. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I've never used a mud sucker in my life. I've seen people do it. I talk about it,
And I've used them several times in my fishing career and never caught anything on them.
Right. And I think I take that back. I think we did one time. We bought like 5 just to see,
Right.
and we didn't catch jack, nothing. Well, we get there with JR. He gets to this one spot, and we drop those things down, and dude, it was lights out. It was a incoming tide.
Okay.
And dude, it was just as soon as we dropped in, it was just one after another, and it's like, oh, don't worry, they'll come back. The cool part was these mud suckers are solid. They will not die. I don't know how many. We must have used some of those mud suckers 10 times.
Oh wow.
You pull back up. No, save the mud sucker, save the fish, So we'd save the bait, make sure throw it back on. It's still moving.
Nice.
But yeah, that was a cool thing about the mud sucker. It would not die. And then even when it did die, we throw it out. It's a little longer to hit, but it would still hit the dead mud sucker.
Yeah.
So we had the brilliant idea of, and JR's like, what's this triple X blood stuff? I'm all, watch. He's all, that only works on catfish. I'm all, watch. So we took that mud sucker that was dead. I went and I filled him up with a triple X blood down his throat. and then put the hook through his mouth, closed it, threw it back. That weight didn't even hit the bottom yet, and
Yeah.
wham, Anthony's rod's going down. So I'm a believer of the triple X
Oh
blood.
yeah,
It was lighting
it
them
works.
up.
It works for everything.
And so the mudsucker, go out there, get some mudsuckers. You got to find the fish, right? That's
Yeah.
the big thing.
Yeah.
And we searched and we found the fish,
Yeah.
and then it's just to get them to bite.
Yeah.
And we noticed that it was funny. So we were just roping the fish. I'm like, hey, let's go live on Facebook, showing how well we're doing. Well, the tide had turned and we were into a slack tide. As soon as I went live, we couldn't catch a cold.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the only thing we caught was
The
being
cold.
cold. It was so cold. But yeah, we the bite turned off, and so we stopped our live feed and went and said, let's go troll for a little bit. And the troll bite was not happening for us.
Right.
I don't know if it's too cold or what's going on, or in the slack tide, it wasn't working as well as maybe it should have. Still new to a lot of the delta, and talking with Kyle, right? The
Yeah.
tide, what time is the best? The incoming, the outgoing, the
Yeah.
slack. What do you use? Am I using, plugs? Am I using bait? Am I soaking bait? I'm using live bait. All of those decisions change based
Oh
on
yeah.
weather, based on location. And so putting that piece of the puzzle, you can
Mhm.
get lucky every once in a while. And I think that's our success is we're lucky a lot, but do we know exactly? No. We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, you're always constantly figuring it out. I mean, it changes so much. You've got to adapt.
yeah.
And you're always changing something up.
Yep.
What works this time, it's not going to work next time.
And we've experienced that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we decided to go back to the flat again, and sure enough, fish were back. The tide switched, and man, we were just roping them again. So I go live a second time. As soon as I go live, bite shuts off. So I don't know what it is about the fish in the Delta. They do not like to be live on Facebook.
No, they knew you were there.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
but that's my fishing report. Delta is still on fire. If old farts can go out there and get limits, you should too.
It's on fire if old farts can go out there and get limits.
Exactly. I think our biggest one was probably 10 pounds. It
Nice.
was probably 27, and it was a big striper.
Nice.
So Anthony reeled that in on a
Good to see Anthony's keeping up with
he's a
tradition.
yes, he is. He is the striper sniper, as I like to call him. He can definitely call his shots and get them. So what's on your mind, Mr. Darren?
I'm going to say what's on my mind is this tournament coming up.
What tournament is that?
That is a tournament of champions.
Tournament of
Yes,
champions.
it's going to be a big one. Winner take all. I think the top prize is what, $2,400?
$2,400 Catfish
Yep.
Bash championship for the series that we did.
Yep.
And so you're looking at the money, huh?
Yep. Well, not looking at the money, just looking at trying to get everything prepared.
Yep.
There's a lot that goes into it's not just like, oh, let's go fishing. There's a lot of stuff. You got to tie your leaders up. You got to make sure you get your bait. You got to get your boat in order. Make sure everything's good on the boat. There's a lot that goes into it.
And one of the things that people underestimate in tournament mode, and we go out there and we fish and we catch fish, we throw them back. We catch fish, we throw them back. You're in tournament mode.
Yep.
You need to keep 3 fish alive all day.
Yes.
And that's challenging for some people.
Sometimes,
because they don't practice it.
Yeah.
As I watch a lot of these guys, they're just letting fit, but they don't practice. How do I keep this fish alive?
Right.
So then they get their fish in the boat. That's in the live well. They caught it early, and then 1 o'clock or so, say weigh-ins at 1 o'clock. Hey, they're making a call. I have a fish struggling. I'm gonna bring it in. Well, guess what? There is no call a friend. There is no we're buena fishing early this time.
No.
That's part of the game.
Yeah.
That's part of your job as a fisherman is keep that fish alive.
Yeah.
Not I'm going to go in and weigh it because I have a monster fish. It's 25 pounds and he's not surviving. Well, guess what? That's your job.
Yeah.
Right. So
is your
keep it
job.
alive.
And that's where it also comes in that if you have to, you're going to have to let a fish go sometimes.
And there's been some teams I've heard. I think Chris
Yeah.
Wheeler was one of them that had to let a fish go. I know Sippy Cup was in a situation like that where the life of the fish was more important than winning the tournament. I mean, even though you want to win, but you don't want to hurt the fish. And so they've had to release some fish, and it hurt them.
Yeah.
They could have done a little better, but that's the one thing I just kind of want to say out there is you fishermen is you got to know how to care for those fish, and you've got 4 or 5 days to figure it out.
Yep.
Go watch a lot of videos. If you're catching fish deep, which a lot of people are saying the fish are deep, is know how to burp a fish. I know we have a video on Old Farts Fishing out there on how to burp a fish, but power the internet. Just go, how do I burp a catfish?
Yeah.
It's not real difficult. There's burping tubes you can make.
Yeah.
You can use your finger. You could bounce it on your belly like a baby. You know, when your baby gets gas and you're gonna bounce it and burp it. The catfish are very similar. We just bounce them. Shake them a little bit on your knee, and really just gonna wait for that real stinky big. You'll
Yeah.
know when they're burped, right?
Yeah. It stinks.
And then put him in your live well. Don't just throw him in there and hope he's gonna be fine. Make sure he's doing healthy, and then check on him.
Yeah. And I on my boat, I carry a descending device
Oh yes,
so
that's
that if you catch a fish that you're not going to keep, put them back down where you caught them.
right.
So that way you don't have to worry about burping them. You don't have
So
to worry
what
about any of
is a
that.
descending device?
It's kind of like the clamp you use when you're weighing your fish. It's got a little clamp on it, but it's got a pressure sensitive spring on it. So you clamp this onto your fish's lip, and you can set it from there. You've got them from 30 feet all the way up to 200 feet. You can buy them in different increments though, and you can set it to that depth that you caught it at, and drop it back down there. You want to put a good size weight on. I got a 3 pound weight that I use. I drop it back down there, and as soon as it hits that 30 foot, I've got mine set for a 50 foot right now. And as soon as it hits that 50 foot mark, it pops open, and that fish can swim away.
Nice.
So
Very
it
cool.
puts the fish right back down where they were, so you don't have to worry about burping it.
Yeah. So don't even ask. Don't make the phone call to Jake or say, "Hey, I got a fish that's struggling." Well, guess what? Go catch another fish. Let that fish go.
Yeah,
And so it doesn't struggle.
yeah,
But that's part of tournament fishing,
yeah.
right? And uh, anyway, we want people to have a good time, though.
Oh
Have a
yeah,
good time, and
yeah.
so let's just talk about the tournament a little bit. We're going into two. This is kind of a unique tournament.
Hmm.
We have two divisions this time. You've got an open division for everybody who didn't make the championship, and we got a championship. It has 10 teams in it and 15 wild cards. 15
5 wild cards.
Five, sorry. Five, thank you.
Yeah,
15 total. Five wild cards. Guys that have put in the time all year, just didn't quite make it into the championship, and we drew names and
yeah,
teams get in. So at the top of my head, I didn't take the notes I was going to, but I think Hook 'em Big was one of the wild card spots that got in.
yeah,
You got Bar S is another one that got a wild card. Aaron McMullen, his
yeah,
team got a wild card, and I don't remember the rest. There's five of them,
yeah,
but I know
yeah,
three of them for sure they got in,
yeah,
and we wish them all luck. This is what kind of this is why I suggested that we do the wild card, because it's guys that put in the work, and you could have just barely made it
hmm,
into the turn. Like Jake's team got in, I think, the number 10 seed, and then Warren came in at number 9.
yeah,
But the 11, 11, 12, all the run. I mean, Hook 'em Big got the first draw into the wild card.
yeah,
They deserve to be in there. They had a tough, couple tournaments, right?
yeah,
They're a team that usually does really well, and just couldn't seem to get the weight they needed this year. And so the wild card was a cool thing that got them in, right?
yeah,
And so now I look at this is anybody's game,
yeah. It
right? Because
definitely
it's
is.
winner take all.
Yep.
$2,400, first place, you take it all.
And it's been a while since we had a tournament on Clear Lake for catfish.
True. A
So
wintertime bite is
yeah,
huge. And
a little
so
different.
we noticed that in the later months going into, say, November, December, January, February, those months, we don't see a lot of teams get skunked like
Right.
Mendocino, where there's no fish.
Yeah.
You might get guys that are new to it, or guys that are just having bad, if the weather's challenging, or if that wind picks up, which I'm hoping
Yeah.
there isn't going to be any wind. That changes the game for a lot of
A
people,
lot of
and
a
a
lot
lot of
of
teams struggle.
yeah.
Um,
That wind can be brutal.
Luckily, there's no rain from the forecast I saw this morning. It looks like it's going to be sunny. It's going to be cold as
Yeah.
can be. So I know we'll be putting that heater on the boat.
Yep. Yep.
um, but yeah, it's anybody's game
Yeah.
to win. I'm actually, I definitely want to do well. I definitely want to be ahead of you.
Right.
Uh, but there's been some guys I'm really behind. If I wasn't fishing it myself, Hook 'em Big is one that I'd love to see win
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah.
Warren, new coming into it, those guys I'd love to see it win. Bar S even. I mean,
Yeah.
not I don't mean that in a negative way, but these guys, going out there and new
They're
to it, putting in the work and
yeah.
having a good time. I'd love to see those guys, up there at the top and
Yeah.
figuring it out.
Yeah.
And
Be
then you, I
nice.
want to see kind of at the bottom.
Well, like my dad used to say, one in one hand, shit in the other and see which one fills up faster, buddy.
Yeah.
Keep pointing.
Yeah, well, I always tell it's like I used to use the same kind of phrase with my kids. It's like, oh, I wish I could go to Disneyland. And I'd be all, well, wish in one hand and shit in the other, and tell me which one fills up
Yep.
first. Yeah, we
Yeah.
must have had the same dad.
Yeah, pretty close.
Was he a mailman?
No, he was. I think he was a milkman.
A milkman, maybe.
Milkman, how old are you?
Hey, I'm old.
You're
Not as old as this guy though.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had the bashes they're coming up next week. Everybody's prepping. I know
Yeah.
we pre-fished a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
And it wasn't so much to pre-fish in a sense of we know where the fish are, right?
Right.
Which is everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that lake is covered with fish. They move.
Mhm.
The characteristics, weather, all those things we talked about with Kyle, all that plays into catfishing too, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're catfish.
Yeah.
Matt saying they use beef jerky.
Yeah.
I've got videos we've used all kinds of different things out there to catch
Mhm.
fish. And on one of the podcasts, Joe, I want to mispronounce his name, Modals, or one of the guys, Joe. I'll just call him Joe. Joe, I know who you are. But he was saying it's catfish. Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
And that resonated with me even today. It still resonates. It's catfish. Everybody's using all these fancy baits, and I need
Mhm.
mackerel, and I need salmon, and I need, herring, and I need, this skipjack, whatever it is you're going to use, right? And you're going to go to the Asian market and get the stinkiest little bait you can get. Eel, people are using
Ooh.
all of it, right? It's catfish.
Yeah.
You just put it in front of their face and make them want to eat it,
Yeah.
right?
For sure. For sure.
It's presentation.
Chicken bone.
Chicken feet, and we used chicken feet
Yeah,
even, and we
yeah.
saw them eat it. We didn't catch a fish on chicken feet, but we next day they were spitting it up, so I know they ate it.
Yeah.
So just go out there and have a blast. That's what it's all about with the bash.
Yeah.
2026 season. Let me see what else before we go. I don't see any more comments. I got old comments on here. I don't know if there's anything we need to address as I get into this. I know a lot of people are having issues about getting their mussel sticker or their lake sticker.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of the bait shops. I believe Red Bud is going to have somebody there at like 5:30, probably either at the dock. I think it's the normal guys that are out there that are not security. They're
Right.
checked, but they will sell the stickers.
Yeah.
Most of those guys you have to have cash, so don't think you're going to go there with a credit card. Have $20. Tip the guy, give him a little bit extra for being there, freezing his butt off, waiting for you to come
Mhm.
out. But make sure you get your December boat sticker. Do your homework. Again, this is part of tournament fishing.
Yeah.
No one's going to hold your hand on what you got to do. A lot of guys are going up there. Today's December 1st. Hard to get your sticker, especially if you're a guy that's going to come up Saturday morning and everything's closed.
Yeah.
Plan ahead for tournament stuff. A lot of you guys are new and figuring out, and we get that. And I know I've talked to a few guys and tried to direct them and help them. But not to be a hard ass or be cold blooded, but it's tournament time.
Yeah.
Tournaments is different than just going out there and fun fishing. You want to
Yeah.
have fun doing it, but there is a little bit of
And
things you got to do.
the thing about it is all these guys that are in this tournament, either the open class or the championship, they've fished this before. They know the rules. They know the requirements of the lake.
Right.
They know how to get their stickers. And if they don't do it, it's on them.
Right.
I hate to be that way, but they know what they're supposed to do.
No, we're not here to hold your hand.
Yeah.
Just get your shit together.
Yeah. And then do better.
And do better. But yeah, we did post the rules. I think we did put them into the bash championship chat group on Facebook.
Yep.
They are on the Catfish Bash page. If you don't know what they are, reach out to me, reach out to Jake. We'll make sure we get those to you. But it's the standard tournament rules. Make sure you know the times. There are 2 different times, one for the championship and one for the open.
Yeah.
They're just staggered a little bit.
Yep.
And I think Jake had the blast off at 7:00 for the championship or the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said 7:30 for the others. I have a feeling it'll be earlier.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to take us 30 minutes to launch 15 boats.
No.
It's going to go quick. So I would say that's going to be closer to like 7:15,
Yeah.
unless he's going to have people hang out and wait, which I would say just, and all the tournament classes out. then release the other guys.
Yeah.
And then same with the weigh-ins; they're just staggered
Yeah.
as far as the weigh-ins.
Yeah. It's gonna
And
be good. It's gonna be fun.
it's gonna be.
Catfish Wars.
Oh yes. So Catfish Wars, we are filming the final kind of footage we need to wrap up the project. We've been filming Catfish Wars all year. Eric's been out there with his crew and my crew, because they all work
Mhm.
for me doing their thing out there. But getting all this footage, if you guys have footage you want to include, make sure you send it to me, send it to Eric, a Dropbox link, something. Give me a memory card, whatever it is. So if we want to have a bigger presence with some video footage, that's awesome. We are doing interviews. So there are a few teams that we definitely want to meet with. But give me a call, reach out to me. We are going up Friday night, Airbnb in the Oaks. So we'd love you to come by for a few minutes and get some audio clips, some video footage of how your season went, and anything you want to say about championship. And I think some people would really love to hear from. Chris Wheeler is one of them. Hook 'em Big is one of them. Bass Lane Bangers we'd love, but I don't even think you guys are fishing this tournament. But I would say any of the
They still haven't
teams,
registered.
they still haven't registered. He
What
said
the
that,
heck?
yeah, I don't know. I was hoping they were going to, but even if you're not, I know they have an Airbnb up there. Their team has a Airbnb. But if you guys are up that weekend, just come over to the Airbnb and don't put any bananas on my boat. I heard that's kind of happens out there in the
Every once in a while, I've heard. I've heard.
But we'd love to have you just come over and hang out and get some footage. So hit me up. We'll get you scheduled. We want to do it in some time slots. This isn't an open bar situation. This isn't come and eat all our food situation. This come in, let's do some filming. And you want to bring some stuff, that's cool too.
Yeah.
But we're not, it's not hosted. We're not providing. There's not a place to hang out. It's all business. We want to get the footage we need so we could finish the Catfish Wars project and get that pilot out, which I call as a pilot, which is basically season 1 or however we're going to kind of structure it. But we will be putting it into full gear, putting everything together. And because why? January 10th.
Yeah.
January 10th.
Just weeks away.
We will be starting 2026 with what we call it, the winter whisker. I had some fancy name for it, something with winter and whisker, because it's going to be cold. But January 10th, registration will open on Monday. Okay. So we'll finish the bash this weekend. When we have the podcast, I will most likely hit that submit button onto the Catfish Bash page right before the podcast. And that way people can register. Now, what I'm going to do is what happens throughout the year is your launch number is determined by when you register and pay. Right. So there's some incentive to say, if I register and pay sooner, then I get number 1 launch. Right. What I typically do is wait, because I kind of feel bad to where I hit the enter button and then I always get number 1 spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch it before the podcast. I'm going to give the whole podcast, because I'm going to be on the podcast. As soon as the podcast is over, I'm going to go register.
There you go.
Now, if I get number 1, that's because all you guys did not register. Now, depending on where I finish this year, it may not be a big deal. If I come in last year, like, he's no threat, no big deal. But if I win it this year, you're definitely going to want to register before I do. What?
I'm just thinking I can register while we're on the podcast.
Hey, do what you got to do. I'm saying I'm going to wait till after the podcast and I will register. So whatever number I get, it could be 10, it could be 2, it could be 1.
Well, we can have you register to remember or to remind other people. Hey, if you're watching this right now, you should go register.
Because I just did.
Just like I did. Yeah.
Now it's not. Now here's the kicker. It's not just register. You have to register and pay.
Yeah.
So once you pay, then you will hold your spot.
Then you lock in your spot.
If you don't pay, or like, oh well, I'll get to you at the end of the week, or no, then somebody comes in, and I'll accept that, right? I'll say, like, say Darren, like, hey man, I'm gonna register, but I can't pay you till Friday. Cool. Well, if 2 or 3 or 4 more teams come and pay, well, guess what? As soon as that money, that's where your real number hits.
Yeah, that's when you lock in your spot.
And so if you didn't pay till Friday and 6 more teams registered, well, guess what? You're now number 7. So get the money in, because that helps feed the animal, feed the beast, to go get things we need to get, and so on. So
yeah, and I've seen a new little post from Jacob.
Oh,
you got a new little toy.
Yes. So we got a cool little printer now. So after you do your weigh-in and your weight is locked, it's going to print you a little receipt that has
Nice.
your weight on it.
Nice. Kind of like the time slips when you used to go to the drag races.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
like it.
Yeah.
I
So
like it.
we try to upgrade. We're really trying to make this a professional, event. We want it to look
Hmm.
good, run smoothly, and
Yep.
it's been a little bit of a rough road through this season. I think we've been pretty successful at it.
Yep.
Is it perfect? No. Is it getting there? Yes. Are we going to make changes and try to make it better? Absolutely.
Right.
One thing I told people is, to make this real showy is get a team banner.
Yeah.
Put your banner on the rail with your team name on it. It just makes it feel more like a festival, an event, something bigger.
Right.
I've got my Old Farts banner that we put out, for our team.
Hmm.
And so if you guys are a team and you're in it for next year, let's make this thing a show. Get some more draw, share with your friends, get more people involved. We have
Yep.
a new team that on the Open that's never fished that registered.
Oh, nice.
The Open is still open for registration. You go to the Catfish Bash page. The link is there and just go through their feed. We post it up quite often, but there's still time. As little as $150,
Right.
you can get in there. There are 7 teams that are registered as of now.
Hopefully, we'll get a few more.
We'd love to get more. I'd love to see this thing go to 40 teams. I think the most we've ever had was close to 40. It might have been 39, but it was right in that
Hmm.
number. It would be great to see that every time. But
Yeah.
we also understand that that's a big commitment.
Yeah.
6 tournaments a year, it does start to add up. Some people can't afford it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And people that want to chase the points will chase the points. But at the end of the year, we'll determine whether we're going to do another Open. I'm assuming we'll do it kind of the similar way. The one thing that won't happen next year is we will not have a wild card.
Okay.
So we got a lot of mixed feelings on the wild card. Some people liked it, some people didn't. So I think what we decided is we're just going to make a tournament division for the championship and an open division for everybody else. So that way, if you want to fish tournaments, have a chance to win a little bit of money, and you don't want to chase points because you can only do 2 or 3 of these a year,
All right.
keep December as an option, right? You can still fish it, and the fish are bigger during the winter.
They are.
So you go out and everyone wants to be that fair weather fisherman and you go chase some small catfish.
Yeah.
But go with that wintertime bite when you're freezing your butt off, you will catch some monsters. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're looking forward to seeing everybody either Friday night at my Airbnb doing some interviews. So we'd love to see you stop by. If not, Game Face on Saturday. This is where I stopped talking to Darren is Saturday morning at about 6:15, 6:30. Probably about at 7. I'll still talk, but as soon as 7 comes, it's lights out.
So, what time you want people to come by your Airbnb?
Good question. I would say we're
Call me
gonna
first.
call me first. We'll see how many people. It's probably gonna be around 6.
Okay.
Something like that. I know we're gonna go up Friday. I doubt we're gonna do any pre-fishing Friday. We like to get
Right.
it settled in early. My wife's coming up this time. We're gonna do some wine tasting.
Nice.
Spend some time there. We're probably gonna go to our favorite little um, restaurant there at the Happy whatever it is, Happy Chinaman or whatever the place
Don't
is.
forget to get that frozen ice.
Frozen. Oh yeah, the frozen ice.
Yeah.
Yeah. He asked me what kind of ice I wanted. I said frozen would be nice. I don't know. But Happy Garden, that's the name of the
Yeah.
place. So we're gonna go to the Happy Garden. If you
They got
haven't,
some good food.
dude, it's fire, man, and
Yeah.
it's their bar is halfway decent too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go there and then come home and open up the studio and get some filming done. Won't be too late at night because we got to get up bright and early, but
Yep.
probably till 10. Much after that, I don't want to start getting neighbors upset because there's a lot of noise and it's going to be colder than hell. So we're probably going to set something up inside instead of outside.
Yeah.
And
Ben wants to know, can he show up at 6:30 for the bash? What time should people show up for registration?
So registration and live well checks are from 6 to
6 to
7.
7. Yep.
We launch at 7. So as long as you're in there before 7, you can get your live well checks. I wouldn't wait too late.
Yep.
But we've got 15 teams, and the live well check goes quick.
Yeah.
Right? I've seen guys roll in 5 minutes before, but if you got 5 people at 5 minutes before, you got a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. If you have any questions about the bash between now and then, reach out to Jake. You guys should all have his number by now. It's online as well. I don't memorize it. Or reach out to me and I'll either get an answer for you because officially I don't hold any of the answers. I'm just the administrative
Yep.
person.
He's a go-to guy.
Yep.
Or go-between.
I'm the go-between.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is top of the hour. It's been another great time with all you guys. Appreciate you checking in. We will see you at the bash.
Yep.
Good luck to all the teams out there. I hope you do well, but not more better than me. No better than
And
me.
then next week we're going to do another product review, right?
Yes, I got to
So you
figure out
guys
what
gonna have-
product, but we're going to do a product.
Tune in next week for another product review and possibly a giveaway, maybe.
Possibly a giveaway.
Yeah. So tune in.
Tune in. Peace out. See you next week.
Be safe on the water.